The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, is calling on women in particular to ensure they're prepared for the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season. Speaking on TVJ Smile Jamaica today, Acting General Director of ODPEM, Michelle Edwards, revealed that studies show that low-income women are more vulnerable during natural disasters. That's why they suggest that women need to be more proactive in their preparations.
Food, so that they can have meals in place if there's a disaster for their family. You find too that, they are concerned about.
You see that? It's never about repenting and turning to the Lord. It's always some ways after the flesh that people find to be solutions. It's never serving the Lord. It's never repenting. It's always fleshly actions. You know what I mean?
Your critical documents like your passport and your birth certificates, all of those kinds of documents they would secure in plastic containers or in plastic bags so that they can be secured in the event that there is a disaster.
Ms. Edwards also cautions pregnant women to be on alert during this time.
Pregnant women can become vulnerable from trauma. And so, of course, they need to have their own emergency kits. And the emergency kits need to have, critical information that is needed, whether it be medical records, whether it be the healthcare provider information, whether it is prenatal vitamins and medicines. All of those things should be in your ready-to-go bag because, for sure, a pregnant woman will give birth within a hurricane.
Yeah, that's pretty much a point. Shalom to the elect. Our praises and our glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Baharaka Kodash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of His only begotten Son, who the world called Jesus. Right? Those names are very important and will be crucial during the times that are coming. To the men of Great Millstone, pushing the gospel through the four corners of the earth, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, and to our Aqua, that will be our beloved sisters, and also the other men who hear and believe this gospel wholeheartedly. Shalom. Yeah, we saw the video. We saw that clip from the news, the TVJ news at noon. Because that news, that type of news comes on during the lunch period. Right? I was on lunch and I saw that, and it spoke to my spirit to do a lesson about it in regards to low income women being vulnerable during disasters. And they are right. It is right. It is true. And you see, aside from being a feminist society, right, in this world where it's always about the woman, nobody really points out men in whenever they're in a vulnerable state, because you see, the reality is that, you see, men, we are always, all right, how should I put this? We don't get the pat on the back treatment, so to speak, which is understandable, right? We're not expecting to be patted on the back, right? But it would be fair if people try to fix problems in men's life as well. We rarely see that. You understand? Because even tomorrow is what they call Father's Day, and you're gonna see a lot of mothers bigging up themselves, saying that they were their child's mother and father, which is totally off. But anyways, that's a topic for another lesson. So yeah, aside from this society being a gynocentric, female-loving society, women are prioritized over men, right? Women are indeed more vulnerable, though, than men during hard times, and that's just the truth. You understand? Because you see, women weren't built to endure raw bulk hardship, right? Really, they should be at home doing housely duties for their husbands and being pampered, not being out there in the work world, getting lusted after, getting shouted at, from bosses, women competing with men in the labor force, which is nothing more than a sinister plan that was designed by the world powers to reap more profit from taxes and to divide the family, right? Especially the so-called black, the so-called Negroes family. You understand, right? And once a man's pay was sufficient enough, some time ago, once upon a time, his pay was sufficient enough for the whole household, right? But now, these devils have set it away where they're allowing women in the work world, which we do let them do their thing, because at the end of the day, we understand that life is hard, and hey, you meet a woman, if she bring her income to the table, work with it, right? Because you see, these women, whether they're in low income or high income jobs, they're very proud. That's another thing too. There's a lot of pride behind it. A man will have a simple job and humble himself, but when a woman get a simple job, she's an independent woman and she's a boss bitch, working her own money, and the pride just elevate. When you reach up to women making six-figure six-figure money and having a higher status in the work environment, so to speak. So it's just pure pride, right? And what majority of them don't know though is that there are a series of catastrophic events that are lined up to play out, right? And it's going to bring out the worst in people, both in suffering and in evil intents. I mean, 2 Esdras 15 and 14, what does it say? It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So those are the times that are coming up, right? Everybody will feel the squeeze. Everybody. And that includes the weaker vessel, women, right? They don't get a pass just because you're a woman. They don't get a pass just because, they're a female. I'm a woman. No. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Yahweh in the name Yahushai, don't care about gender, age, or status. He sees us as spirits, right? And with the Lord, there's no respect to a person. We know that. We can get, I think there are about 3 or 4 different scriptures to prove that point, but I can bring out just 2, the one in 2nd Chronicles and the one in Ecclesiasticus. But let's get the one in 2nd Chronicles first. It's going to be 2nd Chronicles 19 and 4. Alright, just making the point there. Just basically hitting the point, and it says, the point is really in 7, but I'm going to start at verse 4. And Jehoshaphat dwelled at Jerusalem, and he went out again through the people from Beersheba to Mount Ephraim, and brought them back unto the Lord power, the Lord Yahweh of their fathers. And he set judges in the land throughout all the fenced cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, take heed what ye do, for ye judge not for man, but for the Lord, who is with you in the judgment. You see that? Judging, take heed for what you do. You judge not for man, because if you judge off a man perspective, then chances are, because men are fleshly, if you judge based off a man, right, judge for man, then you will dish out wrong judgments. But if you do it according to the law, then it's going to be a righteous judgment, right? Wherefore now let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Take heed and do it, for there is no iniquity with the Lord. See, the Lord is perfect. Our power, nor respect of persons, nor taking of gifts. You see, the key thing there is a respect of person. The Lord is not a respect of person. Most I deal with that. You understand? Hey, if the Lord was like mankind, all women would make it to the kingdom. You understand? Because a lot of these men are simps. You understand? It's a good thing the Lord is a divine judge that don't judge based off of appearance, off of gender. He don't care about your status. He sees spirits that should be judged. You understand? That's just how the Lord work. Ecclesiasticus 35:10. Give unto the Most High, according as he hath enriched thee, and as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye. For the Lord recompenseth, and will give thee 7 times as much. Do not think to corrupt with gifts, for such he will not receive. And trust not to unrighteous sacrifices, for the Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of persons. This is one of the most beautiful scriptures I've ever come across, right? Because back in plantation Christianity, there are times when I used to struggle with thoughts. I used to think that the Lord was partial in his doing, right? Because I didn't have any understanding at that point in time, right? I just thought the Lord favor some people over some, which we know that's the case in Israel, right? But concerning the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, that's the Lord's chosen people. You know, they are the real Israelites today. But what I meant was, you know, I would see certain people in certain situations and think that, oh, the Lord is with them more than me, and you know, not knowing that everything is just based off a judgment and how the Lord see fit, right? The Lord is balanced. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But you see, these men, they prefer to dishonor a masculine figure to appeal to women, right? Even when the man is in the wrong. And that's why we say they're simps. You understand what I say? So you see, man is far from being anything near perfect, especially concerning judgment. And this is why all bets are off concerning their comfort and their safety. When the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, bring tribulation upon the world, all bets are off, you know, with these women being safe and comfortable, because we are about to experience hell on earth. And if you're not slated to be protected, you will be open to receive various forms of judgment, you know, through the left hand, according to how Yahweh Hashem Yahshua sees fit, isn't it? And women are going to be like birds during a hunting season. You understand? And we have to, you see what the video say? Low income women are vulnerable, you know, and if they're vulnerable now during this time, right? Low income, they have an income, but they're vulnerable, right? And if they're vulnerable during disasters, as the video said, how much more during great sufferings when the actual disaster of Jacob's trouble come upon the earth, you know? These women thought the pride was going to carry on forever. They thought Yahweh Hashem Yahushai didn't have plans to humble them. You understand me I say? You know, they, that's scary, right? But they don't know it's scary because guess what? They're lost in pride, you know? Only the righteous women of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that learn from the prophets know and understand, you know, what is coming. Alright, so this is Isaiah 32, going to start at 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Which these women don't give a fuck about the prophets, right? Because that's how anybody right now can give ear unto the speech of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai through his men, the mouthpieces, right? Many days and years shall ye be troubled, and it's going to happen again, especially during the time of Jacob's trouble. The word trouble is not there for any reason, you know. We're not headed into Jacob's blessing yet. We are heading into Jacob's trouble. Jacob's blessing is gonna come when the kingdom come, when Yahweh shall come back. See the pray? But let's continue on. Yeah. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. There's gonna come a time when all of these places where women go to get their products, their food and all of that, you know, pushing those trolleys, you know, with high pride. A lot of these supermarkets, as we can see, a lot of them closing down, right? There's gonna come a time when there'll be no food. Brothers talk about the famine a lot. It is coming. You understand? Which I saw a picture that I might do a video on probably tomorrow, Lord willing, if the spirit allow, of this woman and her mother, you know, pretty much cut up grandma and cook her down. You know, Lord willing, I'll do a video on it tomorrow. But anyways, don't want to stray too much. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, you know, laxy daisy, pushing the trolleys, you know, hot girl summer, you know, girls night out, at ease, you know, clueless, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you beard and gird sackcloth upon your loins, which we know sackcloth represents mourning. So that's gonna be the mindset of these women. The Lord will tell them through prophecy, but they will not take heed. Verse 12, they shall lament for the teats. Teats go back to the tits, right? How does a cow feed its baby calf? Through teats, right? They receive milk through teats. So what would be the teats? The government programs, Section 8, so they can get housing, 401k, a lot of these things, child support, government programs, all of these things that keep these women afloat, right? Because that's one of the ways how these women can bask in pride over men, right? Government benefits, all of that is gonna pretty much be thrown out the window, right? For the pleasant field, for the fruitful vine. Yeah, we can do it there. So we pretty much get the point, right? And personally, I'm not gonna have any sympathy for them, because you see, these women love scoffing the prophets, right? They like to criticize the prophets. They like to turn up their noses and wiggle them funky ass past the brothers out there prophesying. A lot of them are getting ready to die off in masses, and that's just the reality. We don't hate women, we talk the truth, right? Hey, and a lot of them are gonna resort to using the pussy as bargaining chip. Excuse my French. It is what it is. A lot of them are gonna use it as a way to get the next meal. And if they're abducted by men, they're not gonna have the option to bargain. The vagina is gonna be traded behind their will. Because men are gonna trade women, for food. All of these things will happen, right? And when society collapses, this is gonna be reality in its pure form, whether people want to believe it or not. So you women in the truth, stay in the truth. Try to stay in line, be humble, shamefaced, learn from the prophets, be faithful to your husbands, and if he's a prophet, if he's one of the prophets, then you are a winner, pretty much. Lord willing. So, man, that's it through the Spirit. Kal halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom.